Welcome to part 2 of our Winston Churchill series, The Battle of Britain. Also, Richard's Cheese said we did such a good job marketing their product, they're going to sponsor us again. Apparently, Winston Churchill used to drink 12 drinks of alcohol a day. So during the making of this video, I'm going to drink the same amount. There's the button. Actually, I ended up doing nothing and lost a day of filming, so won't be doing that. I'm Brian Pilchard, and I love history. Using my skills in effects, clothes, and disguises, I'm going to take you on a journey back in time for an adventure in super history! 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 It's just been the Blitzkrieg. To Hitler's surprise, Paris is occupied in several weeks.
The guy's amazing, and he's got a wonderful body.
He admires Britain and is prepared to forgive their part in defending Europe. He wants to make a deal.
Churchill, you negotiate with me, or there'll be hell to pay! Britain doesn't do deals with wieners.
To stop the Germans using the French fleet to invade, Churchill bombs them. So Hitler turns to the sky. Once he has air supremacy over the English Channel, he plans on launching Operation Sea Lion.
Ah! Get the boats ready! Get the boats ready! Ah! Ah!
Barges of German forces intend to land on the shores of Britain. Hitler aimed to neutralise the RAF so he could use his aircraft to defeat the Royal Navy. To execute these tasks, Hitler turned to the fat square Nazi, Hermann Goering. He was the leader of Germany's Air Force, the Luftwaffe.
I used to be a World War I fighter race and all that jazz, so that makes me qualified to be the head of the Luftwaffe and all that jazz.
The Battle of Britain started with German attacks on British shipping in late June. The Luftwaffe came up against the Royal Air Force. In general, the RAF used Spitfires up against the German fighter planes and Hurricanes against the bombers. After limited success on bombing the convoys, the Luftwaffe shift focus from shipping to the RAF.
I think instead of bombing the boats and all that jazz, we should bomb the airfields and all that jazz.
August 13 was known as Eagle Day. Luftwaffe attacks on the RAF commence. One of the things that ruined the German attack was the Dowdy system, a set of radars that could pinpoint the positions and movements of the German planes off the coast. Then, when the German planes were flying over the land, the Observer Corps took over. These teams spotted the aircrafts and reported back on the position of the planes. The Observer Corps also reported on what was happening in the battles. This system was developed by Sir Hugh Dowdy. He didn't drink, spoke to the dead, believed he was a 13th century Mongol chieftain, and believed in fairies.
So did Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
This level of out-of-the-box thinking was what was needed to develop this advanced system in 1940.
No, that's alright, I can work from home.
The Germans were surprised from the swift recovery of the RAF bases. Engineers worked fast to get the airplanes back in the air. The British people were also enthused to chip in to the Spitfire Fund, a fund developed by Lord Beaverbrook to help produce more Spitfires.
Oh great, Goering's gonna tell us the master plan. My faith is in the superior German spirit and all that jazz.
Dynamics were also different between the RAF pilots and the Germans. As the battles were over Britain, If an RAF pilot went down, they'd be back in the cockpit the next day, whereas if a German went down, they'd be dead or captured. After their time in the air, they also had a very different experience.
Hey, it's on the house. Hey, it's on the house.
The RAF needed new pilots and were trained quickly. They were started off in the Tiger Moth and moved on to the Harvard.
Oh, I love my first day of flight training. Can't wait for day 2.
Here's your certificate. Congratulations. There's your Spitfire. Off you hop. In addition to pilots from Britain, were other nations affected by the Blitzkrieg, including Czechs and Poles, a lot of whom were the fighter racers. Pilots with 5 confirmed kills.
More bombs and all that jazz. Have we got any new ideas? More superior German spirit and all that jazz.
These Luftwaffe attacks on the RAF spanned from the 13th of August to the 6th of September. Throughout the attacks, Hitler had given orders to avoid London. On the 15th of August, the Luftwaffe mistakenly bombed Croydon Airfield, which was on the outskirts of London.
What a terrible loss. But the silver lining is we can bomb Berlin.
The RAF were ordered to bomb Berlin.
Yes, and bomb Italy too.
Many of the pilots didn't think they'd make the distance, but eventually bombed the outskirts of the city.
I know we only got the outskirts of Berlin, but it's Berlin nonetheless.
How dare they pick a non-military target? Bomb London!
As the British defences relied on observers who had to see the planes in the daytime, the Germans developed a technique that allowed them to bomb in the nighttime. The Luftwaffe bombed London from the 7th of September to the end of October. Included in this period was the Blitz, a German bombing campaign that saw 43,000 civilians killed and up to 139,000 injured. 2 million houses were either destroyed or damaged.
When I bomb London, the people of England will turn on Churchill!
Oh, the bombing's okay. I was going to demolish the kitchen anyway.
Bricklaying is one of my many hobbies.
The British people's spirit was not put out.
Today we have a special guest with some historic items. Thanks for coming on the episode.
Thanks for having me here.
You've actually brought a few things with you.
I have. This is part of the frame of a Vickers Wellington bomber, which was used quite widely in World War II, especially and notably the bombing of the Danube. And this is what they would call the framework. While wrapped in canvas, made it into a beautiful machine that was able to fly lightly and slightly, backed with a few thousand tons of bombs fantastically.
Yeah, feeling the weight of it, it's really quite extraordinary.
Now this is a standard World War II British and or Australian Tommy helmet, made of steel, so take that.
Yeah, feeling the weight of it, it's really quite extraordinary.
Now this here is an interesting piece. This is a holster made out of the web material that was so commonly used in World War II.
Yeah, feeling the weight of it, it's really quite extraordinary.
And last but not least is this beautiful piece, which has been donated anonymously by us, the Helicap, and considers a helicopter blade.
Yeah, feeling the weight of it, it's really quite extraordinary. Well, thank you for coming here and sharing these items with us.
Well, thank you first of all for having me here. I really do believe in the video. I hope that your channel, is a success, and I hope the video gets hundreds of viewers.
September 15th, the Battle of Britain Day. wave after wave of German bombers bomb London. The raid lasts for 19 hours. Throughout, the RAF engages. Because the Germans bombed London, it gave the RAF time to recover from the earlier attacks on their bases. 58 aircraft of the Luftwaffe are destroyed, compared to 29 aircraft of the RAF. On the same day, the RAF destroyed nearly 200 of the invasion barges that were going to be used in Operation Sea Lion.
Cancel Operation Sea Lion! Oh, it's going in the bin!
Cancel Operation Sea Lion and all that jazz?
You fat square moron! This should have been easy! Your plane sucked, Goering! We just don't want them, right?
German aircraft losses had reached over 1,700 by the end of October. Air superiority had failed.
We don't need Britain anyway! I suppose we better crack on to the Soviet Union!
Not a good idea.
The Battle of Britain was a conflict that saw many airmen shot down, vehicles bombed, supply lines attacked, and cities targeted. Victory was attained by the many different departments: engineers and armourers, riggers and fitters, the ground crew, the Women's Auxiliary Air Force, Balloon Command, the Observer Corps, and Anti-Aircraft Command, all cheered on by the spirit of the civilian population, led by Winston Churchill.
Oh, hang on, that's a bit rude.
That's the V for victory!
Ah, come on.
That's a fist pump! He has 12 drinks a day. Oh, g'day! Just doing some filming for the next video. World War I, the life in the trenches. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you'd like to help us produce these videos, then become a member of our Patreon. That would be much appreciated. Oh, hang on, who's that? It's Hitler, when he was in World War I! I can stop everything happening! Millions of lives rely on me! One more bullet! Anyway, thanks for watching.